Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Canuck and Nuts. I know it's been a while. Um, I'll be honest, I just lost interest for everything. I just didn't want to make any videos at the for a while. I just wanted to focus on other things. I was too focused on school, focused on relationships. But I am back now, guys, and we are going to start a new franchise mode. Um, so if you like the Ducks, I'm sorry, but we are going to start fresh. I just thought, what's the point in picking up from a month and a half ago? You just started fresh. So I started up a expansion draft. So we are the Halifax Vikings. I will show you guys the roster, and I'll show you some of the moves. I already went through the expansion, the draft, and free agency just to catch up. So this is what our team's looking like. So Kreider, Kopp, and Kashe. I know it's a terrible first line, but we're going to be a big rebuilding team. Then Nemestikov, Carlson, and Kapanen. Vanek, Boyle, Bjorkstrand, Lepsic, Smith, and Aston Reese. On defense, Vince Dunn, Brandon Carlo. So our defense is actually pretty good when it comes to chemistry. Hayden Fleury and Jake McCabe. Asher Fistrick, I picked him up in the draft, 3rd overall. He said he was ready to go right away, so we're going to try him out for the 9-game trial. And then Connor Murphy. Scratch players, we have Colin Wilson, Dennis Guryanov, and Chris Russell. And in net, we have UC Saros and Yaroslav Halak. So what I did at the draft as well, and the expansion draft and the NHL entry draft, as I'll just show you. I won't talk about too much about these guys, but so essentially, I went ahead and I picked up big guys, i.e. like Burns, McDonough, Larson, Giordano. I traded them off right away. I just don't want to incorporate the too many big stars. I did a expansion team already in this game, and I did the exact same thing, and I became a cup contender within 3 years, and we are now back-to-back working on our 3rd straight Stanley Cup. So I can show you where I traded off some of these guys. So if I remember clearly, first one was the Edmonton Oilers. We traded Brett Burns, so they got a nice piece for a cup run there. We got draft picks, and we got Nygaard if you saw him in the minors as well. We did another trade, I think it was Chicago. Yeah, I traded McDonough to Chicago, and I got more picks, and I don't remember. And I got Connor Murphy. I decided to pick Connor Murphy up to replace McDonough on the point. And I'm just trying to remember where other places I traded. Boston, I think, maybe one of them. Yeah, it was Giordano. That's how I got Halak, and I got a 1st-round pick from that year, and I think a 2nd for this year. And then I'm just trying to remember other spots where I made deals. Nashville, possibly one of them. Defenseman, did I trade Larson? I traded Larson to Nashville. I got picks off them. So essentially, I got a crap ton of picks, and that was the whole point of this. I just wanted to get a lot of prospects with picks. So if you look at our picks, so I have a 1st for this year, Winnipeg's 1st, Nashville's 1st. So I have 3 1st-round picks, 3 2nds, 3 3rds, 1 4th, 1 5th, 1 6th, 1 7th. I think that's more than enough. Obviously, you never know with Nashville, so that's why I was excited that they offered me a 1st-round pick, because sometimes these guys will actually win the cup first year, and sometimes they just don't understand how to play the hockey, and they will actually just lose completely for tanking purposes. If I go here to Winnipeg, I'm just trying to remember who I traded here to Winnipeg. If I could take a look. Eric Stahl, yes, I traded Stahl, so they got a 2nd-line center again, so helped them out, they helped us out. So that's kind of where we are at, guys, with our team. So like I said, we picked up this Fistrick guy. I'll show you who he is exactly in the draft. So Asher Fistrick, top 6, medium elite. He's a decent guy. I mean, he's not completely scouted, but his shot, by the looks of it's going to be a 4.5 to start off. His defense is great. His skating is great. So he's got stuff to work on, obviously, but he is already a good 2-way defender. He was compared to Victor Hedman, I believe. So, I mean, that's not bad at all to be compared to. He fits perfectly into the 1st line. I'm not going to put him on the 1st line right away. I want to see how he tries out in the first 9 games, and then we'll decide what we're doing. Yeah, so that's kind of it. And I believe I had the other one. I think I signed him as well down here. Yeah, Roenick right here. Leonard Roenick. I got him in the 1st round. Power forward, he was listed as a medium elite as well, so we'll see what that happens. Obviously, we're going to let him develop, though. Showing he's a 58 right now is not the greatest. So other guys that I'll just quickly mention. I had Nola Chari up there, but I signed Boyle, so I thought I'd just send him down. Paul Byron I set down as well. I didn't feel the point. Madison Bowie was another one that I had. And goaltenders, I traded both. I traded my goaltenders that I picked up, i.e. Eric Comrie, and I traded Yaroslav Halak. Not Halak, sorry, Tobias Grice. And if you take a look there, that's the team name for our minor league team, the Prince Edward Island Aces. Essentially just took Burnaby, switched it out, that kind of thing. So when it comes to what we're going to do with this team, it's just going to be a literal rebuild. I'm not expecting much in the first 2 seasons. I want to get picks. I want to get prospects. I want to build up for a good future. Because like I said, what I did in another one, on an offline one, I think I still got $10 million in cap space, and I have at least 6-7 90s on my team, and that's being generous. So I think we could do it if we do it properly. So this is I'll show you the head coach also while we're at it. Cameron Patterson, he's got A's everywhere, A pluses. The lowest he's got is a B on the power play. That's fine. So the promise evaluation date that was for Fistrick, I told him that we could do the 9-game trial. He 68% fit, so I mean, it's not the worst. I mean, Bjorkstrand doesn't fit that well, but everybody else fits pretty well into his scheme, so we'll see how that works. As you remember, with the Ducks, we fired our head coach right away just to get rid of him. And I'll just show you the rest. Braden Nigrin, I believe. I don't really know. Calvin Clifford, Kenneth Von Fersen, we could get rid of him easily. They're goaltending coaches, I don't understand them. Stefan Denis Pepin, Robert Modin, Sergey, I'm not going to bother, and Yuri Zaitsev. So that's what we're looking like. The goaltending coaches, I don't really feel a need any of the time at all to replace. But we could also get a better assistant coach. He's only a C. We could get better. We have the cap space, so if I look for it, I said assistant coach. Like, okay, C's are still not the greatest, but we could replace him if need be. I don't have a problem with that. So what we're going to do, guys, is we will simulate a bit for this episode, and we will I'll play the home opener just because it's the home opener of a expansion team. So obviously, and one more thing as well, I put the team in the Metro division, and then I moved Columbus to the Central. Essentially, it's kind of like how the West is. They have the 1 Canadian team in the Central, and then the 3 in the Pacific. And then same here, so 3 in the Atlantic, 1 in the Metro. So I'm gonna... sorry. I don't know what's wrong with my throat. Sorry, guys. There we go. So essentially what we're going to do here is we'll simulate the couple games, see who gets the first goal in the franchise history. So first period in Dallas, first ever game for the Vikings. No scoring, so no goals yet coming through. I don't really know who's going to score first. I don't really see much. I know Kapanen is probably our best asset at this point. And I'll let you guys know what I see with Kapanen in development after this. So second period, we get one. Oliver Bjorkstrand, the guy who's got the lowest team fit, scores. So there we go. First goal in franchise history goes to Oliver Bjorkstrand. We have a shutout going into the third. Let's see what happens. And I spoke too soon. Obviously, Radulov and Sagan get one. And we lose our first game 2-1. But the first goal's out of the way. UC Saros out with a knee injury already. Perfect. What I'd like to hear. That our goaltender goes out. So Bykov's another one actually, sorry, that I drafted. Pavel Bykov, first round, 31st overall. The fact that he's already 72. Well, we're going to call him up. Why not? He was also another elite goaltender. I was just like, you know what? Let's take the risk. Why not? So Halak, you could start the next game. Hogberg, you can start in the minors. Got him from Ottawa. You know, on my Ottawa connection. I love my Sens as much as we are struggling this year. So Florida's up next. First game, here we go. Or first period, sorry, let's see what happens. First period, they get one. Alexander Barkov. So all the top guys are scoring for other teams on us. Not a surprise. Second period. Okay. McCabe gets one for us, but Howerluck, Hoffman, and Matheson have one for Florida. So we are digging ourselves a hole right here. It's third period. We got another one. Nemestikov, but Hoffman gets a second. And we take another loss here in this short season. And Brendan Lepsic goes out with an injury now, so we will replace him with, I'm trying to remember who I have. Colin Wilson will just play in spot. Leaves a 0 overall chemistry, but it's fine. So we go into the home opener. UC Sarles is back, so we'll get him to start the home opener. Bykov can go back down and get seasoning. I expect Bykov possibly, guys, to be ready 2 more years from now. And I know it's only a fringe starter is what it's saying, but that could be actually a lot. That could change anytime, obviously. It could become a elite goaltender. I don't see a franchise goaltender, but you know what I'm talking about, guys. So I'll go into this game for you guys. We'll play the game. I'll show you the jerseys actually quickly. They're just basic jerseys. So the home jersey, there you go. So essentially what it is, it's the colors of the flag for Nova Scotia. So I saw the blue and the yellows, but I left the helmet and the eyes red. Same thing with the away jersey. Basic, simple. And then alternate, I like the black. All my logos had red for some reason. I just felt like leaving the red. But that's where we're going to go with, guys. I think we're ready for this. So sit back and enjoy it, and we'll have the home opener here for them. I'll see you guys after the game.
Deflected to the corner. New York's got the puck along the wall. Shot! He scores! Pumps the puck away. All alone! Oh, what a stop!
Oh, goaltender looked so sure as he made that stop on the breakaway.
Halifax gets the puck near the boards. They've got numbers. Backhander scores, putting the power in power play.
Did just about everything right on that man advantage. They capitalized. Back to the bench. You don't get many chances that are this good.
Slides it across. Whoa. He scores. They take the lead. Sabinajad's won the draw here in the open ice.
Number 39, Matt Bolesky, assisted by number 50.
Ahead of scores! Mika Sabinajad puts it in! Hold of the puck against the boards. Drills them! Grabbed along the boards by Nemestikov. Right up front! Scores!
Well, now they're only down by a couple. I guess it gives them a chance, but they've got to score again quick.
Elaine ends that threat. He grabs the puck here at the point. He scores! Well, don't turn this one off yet.
Well, you better not. We're still here. If we're here, you gotta be here too. 2 spots.
And that's broken up with a stick in front. There's the final horn sounding, putting this baby to rest. Ray, another loss, and the bleeding continues.
They'll tell themselves they were close, and that's a good thing. But man,
And there you have it, guys. Right there, we lose 4-3. We came close. We were down 4-1 at one point, and we tried clawing back, but for some reason, with that 6-on-3 power play, we just couldn't muster up any shots. If we had a little bit more time, I think we could have done something. But like I said, this is a rebuilding team. We don't expect much out of this team. Not to be rude to them, but we are literally barrel. Our top center is what, an 80 overall? Let's take a look. 79 right now, it says. 79 overall. Perfect. That's what I like to see. So, Kapanen, what I was saying about earlier, I realized when I was playing the game. I drafted him in my my other one, and he came in, and he was a point-per-game player for the first 3 years or so of this squad. And I'm just going to simulate a bit up here, guys, to the 9-game trial for Fistrick. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll simulate up to Buffalo just for 10. So he, pretty much point per game player. And then in his contract year, he Wasn't performing as well. He only had 40 points at one point through like 60 games. Or close to the trade deadline, sorry. He only had like 60 or 40 points. Big drop off from the year before. And he was demanding $14 million to play with that. So I simply said, here's your bags, pack them. And I sent him on his way to New Jersey, and we ended up becoming cup contenders literally right after that. So shot himself in the foot, but yeah, so we got to be careful with him. As much as I'd like to keep him because he would be great for us, he does demand a lot of money because he does put up points per game. A lot of people getting injured both in and out of our NHL team and our minor league team. There's Halak going down with concussion. Goaltender, I need another one, I think. Not a goaltender. I need a defenseman coming up as well, just to help out. So Madison Bowie, you can come up as well. So Bykoff's back up here. He'll be coming up a couple times this year. And then the defenseman, I think I've got, Colin Wilson playing. So just put Bowie up there for now. And he's a +3. So that +3, our defense is pretty good when it comes to chemistry, which is good to see. So we're 11 games in. We gave him more than 9-game trial for Fistrick. So while we see where he's at, I'm not. If he's ready for the NHL, I'll keep him up here. I don't really mind at all. He's a 78. He's top 6 role. So we're gonna leave him here. He's got 3 points in 11 games. We're gonna leave him up, guys. So right there, we got one player that we could developed already. Not developed already, 100%. But he's gonna stay up. And look right there. I said Kasperi Kapanen, 11 points in 11 games. Point per game player. I think he's on a 3-year contract, so we have time with him to make some see what we can do with that. So while we simulate up to the brand new 2020 year, Vince Dunn's back. That's good to see. So Madison Bowie comes out, and obviously I'm not, guys, if you've watched my videos before from last year and a little bit from the Ducks, I'm not making a move just for the sake of moving a guy. I feel as if, though, we should look out for what we're trying to get, especially because I've also looked into the whole Madison Bowie's went to Calgary. Well, we just lost Bowie. Should have realized that one. What was I saying? So yeah, so I'm not just here to make a move just for the sake of moving a guy. I've looked into, especially with my offline ones, how much the chemistry really does affect. So I've literally looked into good players, obviously, from my team. So I got Brady Shea. Coach Patterson is happy. Okay, sorry. So thank you, what we're gonna do. He's gonna stay up. Excellent, perfect. Good to see we're on the same page, Cameron. So what was I saying? Yeah, so I picked up Brady Shea on my other one. He literally, obviously, like I said, you don't just make a move for the sake of it. He was listed that he would fit into our top 4 perfectly, and he did. He did until I moved him. So obviously there's no fault of trying to go get a good player, but also we need to make sure that it fits into our chemistry, especially if we're trying to get a top-end player. How much he will affect our chemistry. Like if we have a top or a +5 going on our top line, I'm not going to try and move one of the guys right away. We need a veteran presence on the team. What if we persuade him? Let's see what he says. Wow, okay, he's sold. Yeah, cool. I don't want to make a move yet. I'm trying to talk about what we're doing with this team. If a guy pops up, though, we could make the move. Dion Phaneuf getting sent down. Do I want to pick him up? I have too many defense. So I'm going to say no, but I really wanted to get Dion on the team, but he's unfortunately not coming. So as I was... yeah, so if we got a +5, I'm not going to touch that unless something crazy happens where they're +5 but they're not producing, which would be weird. So we're hoping trying to get a +5 team or a +5 line. We'll take a look shortly once the simming is done. Yeah, Derek Roy's in our minor league, guys. I thought I might as well bring him in. So we'll look at all the picks we have. Injured leg, Dylan Vanek. Okay, so we'll look into, I saw Nashville kind of, but we'll look into where our picks are at right now after when the simulating's done. See where we're at. I think Nashville's not doing as well, which is good to see for us. And we got to look at Winnipeg as well. Hogberg going down. And we're winning for some reason, which is just lovely. More injuries for everybody. Koshe is back, so we're going to take Gurionov out. Koshe can slide back in. And that'll be it for 2019. So we go 16, 18, and 3 up into where we are at right now. Our leading scorer is Chris Kreider with 32 points. So if we take a look into... let's take a look at our team stats for now quickly. So Chris Kreider and Kasperi Kapanen leading the way. Kopp not far behind. And then pretty much everybody drops off right after that. But we are 2 games off of 500. As for Fistrick, where is he at? So Fistrick, not bad actually at all. 12 points for a defenseman. -6. Our plus-minus, I'm looking at them right now. Brian Boyle, -18. So we are clearly not giving... We're giving up too many goals. Especially that third line. Maybe we can move some players around. If not, it's fine. So we take a look quickly though. So Halifax, we scored 96 goals. We've given up 113 though. So that makes 100% sense that we are that minus. We could improve on that, but we'll see what we want to do. So we're going to go to the Central Division. So Winnipeg is in a playoff spot with 46 points. Nashville is not, 36 points, so they're 7 points out of a playoff spot, but they control their own destiny. If they don't want to make the playoffs, they won't make the playoffs. And then we'll have 2 lottery picks for ourselves, sorry. As it comes to moves, I don't think I want to make any moves right now. Like I said, rebuilding team. I'll repeat that a lot. Rebuilding team. We're not touching this team as much. I could give up players if I wanted to, but I want picks coming back my way. Hogberg back down on the minors, which is good. Don't have random goaltenders playing. But we got to make sure that we're not winning games. So Derek Ryan for 2 force. I'm going to say no to that. That's just money that I don't really want to spend. So we're almost above 500. But we take that loss to Calgary, which they're actually struggling. So Grabner for a 3rd and a 4th. No. I'm not trying to improve. I'm not giving up picks either. Zach Cassian. Nope. Not for next year's picks. I'm concerned about our lack of scoring. I believe after 44 games, we need to seriously improve our goal production. We need more time. Thank you. 2 weeks, I know that's not going to affect much, but really, man, like, there's not much I can do when it comes to this. We're not supposed to be good whatsoever, so I wouldn't stress if I was him. We could move on from Colin Wilson, actually. He's dropping down as we speak, so we might just move him shortly. Move him at the next time we can do it. So a 3rd and a 4th again for a 3rd, Cassian, and a 5th. No. We'll look at the draft eligible players shortly. I just want to get most of the simming done up to the trade deadline, and we can move some players out and get some assets back. And right there, if you take a look right there, 10-2 loss there. Trevor Lewis for no. Essentially, we're swapping 3rds and picks. We're still Trevor Lewis. Still no. So as we hit February, let's move quickly and just make a quick move. I want to move on from Colin Wilson. I don't want him dropping more and then bringing down the team chemistry, as it probably already is though. So Colin Wilson, where is he? Literally, he's got no trade value in him. Yeah, see, no trade found. Is he on his final year of his deal? Yeah, he's on his final year, so what if I'll be nice enough and throw a pick in there. How about a 6th? Nope. Okay. We may just have to suffer, but it's only for the remainder of the season, so it's not all bad. But I highly doubt the team's going to want to pick him up with his 75 overall. Upset you broke your promise. I didn't break any promise. I'll apologize. I really think we need to upgrade in our skill. Disagree. I'm sorry. I respect your opinion, but I'm not going to get goal scoring when I don't want it right now. So swapping 4th for this year, giving up a 4th for next year if we get Zach Cassian. No. I don't want Zach Cassian. Andre Koshe out with a concussion. He's pretty injury prone. That's fine that the Miners got players back. We'll just, yeah. More injuries down there. Andre Cachet's back. So Gurion cops up to an 80. We got a top line center, guys. Top line center right there. No, we don't. The top line center will come at some point. I'm hoping we can do through the draft, especially this year, because if we have a top pick. So Minnesota first and Grafner for Koivu and Hunt. So that's a bit odd. I want to see where Arizona's at, actually. Wild's last place, so that makes sense. Predators are in a playoff spot, I saw. But I want to know where Arizona's at, considering that they gave up a first for that. No, I'm not giving up. I literally missed that right there. I missed again. Coyotes, I think they're in a playoff spot. Oh my god, they're making moves like no tomorrow. The Islanders get Capicano and Nussbaumer for Hickey, so Arizona's loading up. Jay Beagle, no, not bringing him in. Aston Reese with the bruised arm. Trevor Lewis still. They wanted me to give Lewis up. No, unless you want to take Colin Wilson back. Haha, hey, how's that one sound? Yeah, so in Arizona right there, 34-19, so they're loading up. They're finally going to make a playoff run. We're battling New York for last place in the division. To Calgary, 2 seconds, and Alain to Montreal for Travis Hamonic. So Calgary not doing so well this year, so they're going to try and get some assets for players. Sutter, no thank you. If you remember from my Canucks GM last season, I don't want those contracts. Trade deadline's upon us, guys, so not a lot of big moves coming right now unless something blows us out of the water that we're going to see shortly. I will look into the contracts next video, though, and see what we can do. Sutter, still no. So not a lot of trades so far for Blockbuster. There might be some minor ones. So we're sitting at 60 points, close to the bottom of the league. But a lot of teams at 50 points, so we may not be as great as or as bad as I thought, but 84 points out of the Florida Panthers leading the way. And then if we go back downwards, we're 25th in the league, 7 points out of last place. So we could still get a top pick, but actually with with the EA logic, we may not get anything at all. So if we go to the draft class quickly, I'll show you who we could go. So obviously Lafreniere, unless we get first overall, we won't be getting him. I hit the wrong button. So if you look at other centers, there's Kimo Tukkanen. We could get him. Sniper. Mikko Koivu comparison. Vasilev Ponomarev. I really can't pronounce his name. 3 years estimate time. So that's one guy that I may not want to go with at all if he's going to take a while. Cole Perfetti, if I remember from last time, he's 1 year away. So you got to let him develop for a year. Same with Quentin Byfield, I think, as well. He'll only be a year away. When it comes to other centers, Lundell, 2 years away. Theo Fleury. I'm not opposed to a 2 year. The max I'll go is 2 years. Lucas Raymond's another one. I don't mind getting a winger as well. Patrick Kane especially, and he's a sniper. That's our possible goal scorer if we can get him. But I don't mind waiting to max 2 years. The 3 years, 4 years, that's getting a little bit pushy in the first round. I don't feel the need to wait. But we are in a rebuild, but I just don't want to wait forever with these players. So if I go to other teams' trading blocks, I just want to see what teams are trying to give up. Tyler Toffoli, I don't think there's a need to pick up a guy like him. Spurgeon, Rask. I know Spurgeon's got a new deal, so there's no point in that. Unless Rask, they give me something. Yeah, no trades found. Essentially what that is. That would help our center core, and we could just move on from one of our centers that we have. Barzell, they want to give up. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea for us. Not really. Ryan Strome, no. Duclair, a lot of Ottawa guys right there. Trying to move on from. Not much that in the way of players that I know that we're going to pick up. Petrangelo's on the end of his deal. Did they sign him or no? No extension yet. That might be something to look at free agency. We're not picking him up, I'm saying, but for a guy that might go to free agency, Jerry Baracco would be a guy I wouldn't mind picking up in the future. He makes a good third-line center for depth, especially. Andreas Johnsson, no trade found. Toronto with a lot of players right there. Vancouver, not so much. That I'd be looking into. I don't expect much, guys, being on the trading block at all. Yeah, there's not much at all to look at. So first year, we're not going to make as many trades. We're not going to blow up the team, especially because we don't have much to give up. Yeah, I'm not be able to get anything for anybody here. Yeah, so not much in the way that we can pick up, but some players I will show you that I would be willing to move on from. So we take a look at the 1-year deals left. Chris Kreider is one we can look at. So if we throw out Chris Kreider, what teams would be available? 14, so Backus bringing back, so that's bringing back $6 million. Shaw, Connolly's not that bad actually to bring back. Tyler Toffoli, there you go. So we could bring him in, but there's no point. Colton Sissons, 7-year deal. Another Colton Sissons, Ryan Strome, JG Pajot, Anthony Duclair. Duclair is not that bad actually, but I don't think I need Duclair. I think I'd rather have it get a center or something. So that one's actually interesting right there, guys. So Kreider for a second and a third. So second for this year and third for next year from Toronto and Andreas Janssen. I might actually just make that trade right now, guys. Looking at it. Yeah, that's the trade I want to make right now. So we're going to bring in Andreas Janssen and a second and a third. I just want to make sure that Janssen fits our scheme. I think bringing Janssen's great at bringing in. Yeah, he perfectly fits it, so not adding. Yeah, why don't we just do it? So Andreas Janssen's ours now. I thought I'd make that one quickly. So we bring in Andreas Janssen. So what it is, guys, is we trade Chris Kreider. I think we won that trade 100% just by the assets we brought in. I'll move him down there to the second. Or will he play better on the third? He's listed as the third. We'll just leave him on the third. He's struggling this year. He's only 20 points in 62 games. But so essentially what that was right there, guys, we dumped a player whose contract is almost up. We bring in a guy who's got 4 years and he's still young. Like, where is he? Andreas Janssen. He's 25 and he's struggling this year. So maybe it could be for us like a low risk guy, but we get a high reward off him. We could bring in a lot back. We could win this one easily. So other guys we could move on from, it's Brian Boyle, depth player for certain teams. Connolly is one that we could bring back. So Brian Boyle just to help other teams. Same with Zach Smith, another guy that we could move on from and help other teams out. Noel Achari is another one. Actually, I want to see what we can get for Achari. He's playing in the minors. Same thing as everybody else. So those three guys, like our depth players, Thomas Vanek's another one. A lot of those bottom guys we can move on from and just get assets from, help other teams out. But that's it for me, guys, in this video. That was a long episode, but we did a lot. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, what we should add on. Tell me how excited you are for this new franchise with expansion. That's it for me, guys, though. You can take a like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will see you back at the trade deadline and finish up year number 1 with your Halifax Vikings.